And here we have a trade that I took on the 13th, April 13th for US100. I went in for a buy and I got stopped out. This is another loss. It has been not a good week, a really hard week for me. This is devastating because it opens my eyes. It reveals a lot about trading, about where I'm at as a trader. And even though I like to think a year is a lot of time and a lot of work, I still got a lot of growing to do and a lot of learning and a lot of repairing bad habits. I got to replace bad habits with good habits, but that's why we do this. That's why we're reviewing this, and that's why I can't not pretend like these trades didn't happen. So we see that the price is coming down, and about this area it kind of slows and then it breaks, but it doesn't break completely and it comes back up. And I'm following price, and at about this point London session opens and I'm watching it, and right here is when I see price comes down and it's going up, and I'm thinking it's a buy. And bullish candle, and then this candle, I'm thinking this is a familiar pattern. This is that N pattern, that where it goes up, goes down, and then it shoots up. But it didn't happen that way. My brain was in the right place. I should have been looking for a buy. I was looking for a buy, but based on what we have going on here, right in here, no action, no movement, nobody's doing anything. So here was a terrible place to get in because this gives us no information. This wasn't enough information to make any trade on. So I went in with very little information, with just a lot of guts and glory, but ended up with no guts, no glory. So and as you can see, it ended up in a buy later on. I mean, I could have put my stop loss way down here and prayed, but in order to make anything worthwhile, then I'd have to, that's a lot. That would have blown my account, actually. Possibly, may have, actually, it might have, I don't know, but I didn't take it. I mean, I took this trade and I got stopped out right here. Let me turn that. Okay. And I got stopped out almost, what, 30 minutes in? So I got in at 3:30 and got stopped out at 4:10. So it's about 40 minutes. And so my instinct was right for a buy. I was originally going to go in for a sell. I remember watching this and going in for the sell. And as I was watching these last candles, I went, no, this is a buy. And it was a buy, but it wasn't the right time because I didn't know for sure. I didn't know for certain if that was going to be a buy or not. And I think around this time I kind of just wanted to go to bed. So there's your first mistake. I was tired. Work has been really hard these past couple of days. I feel exhausted, and this whole week kind of this trade in particular, when I woke up to this and saw that I stopped out, and this trade in particular kind of made me think, kind of made me regroup and make me, okay, why am I trading? I'm trading. I'm getting into trading. I want to learn trading because I want a better life. And what does it mean to want a better life? What does that better life look like? It looks like me not having to work as hard, me not having to do manual labor, me not having to just wear my body down. And I feel the weariness. I feel how weary my body is. I feel my back hurts, my legs hurt, my feet hurt. I'm exhausted. And I feel the desperation start to kick in. I feel the I got to do this now. I got to get out of here now. I got to start winning now. And that's not the mindset you want to be in when you're trading. You have to leave everything at the door when you come in, when you look at the charts. And that's not what I did last night. Last night I brought all the weight of everything, because even on the 5-minute chart, I should have seen that I didn't have enough information to enter this chart. This wasn't enough, but I jumped in anyway because the desperation, the just wanting to escape so bad. And that's a very dangerous place. So we can see, if I would have just waited just a little bit, even a little bit more information, we hit here, rejected, and then we're coming back to this line right here where the buyers breach and then comes down, and then it hovers around here and they breach again. So they're constantly breaching this area, and then it comes down, hits this, and that's when the buy is. That would have been the opportunity to get in. That would have been the appropriate amount of information, and it would have taken all of London session true, and New York would have been the takeoff point. So it's another wake-up call. I've been having a lot of wake-up calls, and I'm really not liking it. So the only thing you can do when you get these wake-up calls is to wake up. What are you going to do now? What are you going to change? And what can you do differently? And it's funny, my son was filling a mop bucket, and he fills the mop bucket every night. And sometimes he fills it up, or actually he's been filling it up too much, and it's almost to the rim. And so I tell him the first night, it's like, it's too full. And then the next night, it's too full. And then the night after, it's too full. You're filling it up too much. And so he asked me, well, where does it need to be full at? And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, okay, where does it need to be full at? Because it's not so much at what line or how many gallons. There's kind of a sense that I have when I fill it up, and I don't even look at the measures on the side. I just fill it up, and then I kind of know what's right. So I told him, instead of seeing how close to the top you can get and see how full you can get it, why don't you go the other way and see how low you can get it? Why don't fill it up enough and then ask me, is this full? Because I guarantee you, when you don't fill it up enough, you'll be at the right spot. As weird as that sounds, but he did that. And the next day he did that, and he filled it up. He's like, is that full enough? And I was like, you know what? That's actually full just right. So it's funny that the same way we're trading, where it's like, how can I get in earlier? How can I get in? And I'm thinking, I just got my mind set on how much earlier can I get in to collect the most? That why don't I just put it the other way and like, okay, what's the latest I can get in where I can still win? Because if I use that mindset, what's the latest I can get in? The latest I can get in would have been right here in this spot. Right there. Because I would have had all this information right here. I would have had a rejection here, and then this, and then the big bounce. So I would have seen that bounce happen, and then I would have seen that design that I know so well, the N right here where it goes up, it goes down, and then we have the jump. So that would have been the spot. What is the latest I could get in? Right there. And if I would have got in right there, look at that. It goes up and up and up. So my mind frame, the frame of mind that I'm having of, I want to get in earlier. I want to get in more. I want to get in because I want to ride. I want that long trip. And that's what's killing me. That's what's making it hard for me. Because if I try to get in early, then I get stopped out. Or if I try to get in early, then I lose more money. If I try to get in early, then my brain isn't in the right place because I don't have all the information that I need to see exactly what's happening. So I think that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start playing that game. Okay, what's the latest I can get in? And just letting it go until I'm like, oh, here it is. Okay, there's a good spot to get in. Because look, there's a good spot to get in. I could have got in right there, and it wouldn't have been bad. But it's funny because I take that lesson that I'm trying to teach my son, and I'm looking at the charts and I'm like, I can use this for myself. This is a lesson that I'm teaching myself now. So moving forward, whenever I want to get into a trade and I'm looking at the information that I have, which right here, there's no information. Can't do nothing with that. That isn't enough to work with. So here, still not enough. And then we start getting more information that makes sense. And the funny thing is that this is everything that I'm learning in Urban Forex. This is everything that they're teaching me. And it's sadly, but fortunately, it's taking a while. But when the lessons come and when the brain starts to connect the dots, then you're like, this is exactly what they're trying to teach me. So it's kind of, you have to make these mistakes. You have to make these stupid decisions, because these are the ways that you're like, oh, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be learning. Not getting in here, but getting in here. Even getting in right here would have been perfect, but I'm not smart enough to know that yet, because I can't even read the information that I don't have. And I can't wait for the information to come because I'm still too impatient. So I got to be more patient, because I would have seen this right here. I would have seen the fake out, and then I would have seen the rocket takeoff. So that's, I mean, it's interesting. It's fascinating. It's humbling. It's humiliating. And at the same time, it's encouraging, because it's all about, it's just being patient. It's the lessons will come, the knowledge will come, the wisdom will come. You have to make mistakes. You have to make mistakes. And the sooner you make these mistakes and the sooner you acknowledge them, the sooner you correct them, and the better you become. And I really don't want to be doing this for, I want to be doing this for the rest of my life. I just don't want to be making these mistakes for the rest of my life. I want to get all the mistakes out of the way now so that I can get better quicker. A lot of really important lessons have been learned right here in this trade. And this is exactly why I'm showing my losses, even though my losses have been a lot lately. But this is why a lot of people don't show their losses, or I don't know. I wouldn't understand why, because it's important to acknowledge your losses, because those are the ones that you really, really learn a lot from. I mean, I can analyze the wins that I've made and I can tell you this is what I did right. But the problem is if I'm still having all these bad habits, then patting myself on the back for my wins doesn't really teach me anything. It's this when I'm like, oh, great, I can't believe I did that again. Okay, why are you doing it again? Stop. So those are the two trades that I made. It was the Euro and the US100. And these are the lessons that I've learned, and I hope you can learn something from it too. And I'm challenging myself to also get better. Other than that, thank you for watching this far. Like I said, I hope it's helpful, and I will see you in the charts.